I poured smells. There's so much in here.
Oh my fucking god!
There's so.
This smells like
I'm not gagging for comedic purposes.
This smells like pure sanitizer.
It is. I'm literally gagging every time I sip it, but I have to do it.
Oh my god. Okay. Just start back with that point you were making, or with that note you were going with.
Welcome to the Inner Circle. A little different today. We got me, Clayton, the host. I'm always here, Trainwreck. But today, I got the man of our Instagram profile photo, the man who should have been here since the beginning of our restart.
It's big facts.
We got Keegan here.
Yeah.
Showing me some of the trashiest movies I've ever seen in my life.
It's fun though. It might be terrible, but it's a fun watch. Let's put it like that.
So I'm going to take a drink while he introduces this movie and I want you to try to describe what this is about. Try to describe the plot.
All right. So the movie we watched is Behaving Badly. It stars Nat Wolff of Naked Brothers Band.
Naked Brothers Band.
Naked Brothers Band fame, as well as he was in one of those John Green movies. Which one was it?
I only know Nat Wolff from Naked Brothers Band. It's only because people's parents were like, Naked Brothers. I don't want to see no Naked Brothers.
I think Paper Towns. But anyways, none of that's important. This movie is a train wreck. It basically centers around him having his mom attempt suicide, him trying to fuck Selena Gomez, or her character. I forgot her character's name, but it's not important.
Yeah, no,
it's almost not.
Her name's said 3 times in the movie.
Yeah, he's fucking his best friend's mom. That's a big plot point.
Yeah, introduced as like a gag though. It's introduced as a one-off gag.
But
it's the most important thing that happens.
It's really weird because you don't think it's going to go the entire movie, but then it does. It's a real star-studded cast for no reason. Jason Lee plays the Pope or some shit.
Jason Lee plays like a priest who runs a gang of nuns.
That's true.
And he's in 2 scenes of the whole movie, but it's weird they paid Jason Lee to show up in this. It's weird they paid Selena Gomez to show up in it, considering she was already a big star.
Right.
Yeah, so he's fucking his friend's mom, and then he's trying to date Selena Gomez. So it's teenage hijinks of him trying to date Selena Gomez with his weird friend following.
Yeah, and his weird friend will beat his meat to anything. It's real crazy. The first shot we see this man, he's beating his meat to a human sexuality textbook. It's really weird.
Yeah,
I say okay.
Where do you
I think we should address the main plot point of the movie.
Okay.
Which is Nat Wolff's character, Rick. Rick is his name, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
I legitimately... I've watched this twice. I haven't picked up on his name once. I legitimately don't know his name. I just call him Nat Wolff both times.
I've seen it 3 times because the first time I was like, what is this? And the second 2 times I was showing it to other people to see if they could tell me what it was. But yeah, his name's Rick. He makes a bet with the mob boss's son.
Yeah.
Who is played by the weird kid from Zeke and Luther, if anybody remembers that. He makes a bet that he has to fuck Selena Gomez by Arbor Day, which is a weird sentence.
Yeah.
But that's basically the plot of the movie, and then everything goes absolutely crazy from there.
Yeah. Well, it opens with Nat Wolff finding his dead mother as a flash forward before it flashes back.
Yeah.
But he finds his dead mother, and his performance is so off the rails from the very first second.
Yeah, it's the
movie opens on a shot of his dick.
Yeah, that's true. It opens on a shot of his dick, and it's almost like he expected. It's like he's okay with it. His mom tries to kill herself.
Yeah.
And it's he's just this is Tuesday.
Yeah, he literally finds his dead mom, and then he literally tells the cop, he's like, yeah, so she on 911. He's like, 911. Yeah, my mom's dead. Can you come get her?
It's just no big deal, bro.
And it's so off-putting for the first second because the movie doesn't introduce you to anything. It introduces things, but it's so quick and things just happen. Things are jumping.
It takes 30 minutes for them to set up all these characters that don't really
They don't matter. They have one scene apiece.
A lot of them don't matter. Carrie, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Carrie Elwes. I don't know.
I don't recognize half the people in the movie.
He's the dude who played Despero in Psych, which is my favorite show. That's the only reason I know. But he plays their dad, and he's a real scumbag. He's like, I don't even remember what this man gets into. I know he's like, okay, drink break.
Okay, yeah.
This man, he's like blackmailing his kids with. He's like threatening to ground them, but he doesn't even like live in the house anymore. It's really weird. They get caught fucking an underage prostitute.
Yeah.
At the hotel.
Yeah, that's a bit further on. That's after. That's after the weird kid who's maybe the standout in the movie.
Yeah.
Like he's my favorite because he's so fucking strange.
Yeah.
The weird kid challenges him to fuck Selena Gomez by Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Which, first off,
it's a weird holiday to choose.
It's a weird. What the fuck is Arbor Day? I've never heard of this.
It's like plant a tree on that day or some shit.
Who the fuck wrote this? Like,
I don't know. Well, it's based on a book, which is apparently based on a true story, and apparently the dude.
But the book is written just as wild as the movie is. Like, as weird as fucking as it is.
And apparently the dude who wrote the book got mad because they threw all this extra shit in that wasn't in the book, and it didn't focus enough on the family shit that was going on.
But the family shit's a gag. Like, it's not even. Is it supposed to be serious? Because it's just a gag.
You know, maybe that might be why he got mad.
Because the jerk off brother is like a joke for 2 scenes.
Yeah.
His sister, who's a whore, and I'm not calling her a whore. She's literally a whore. They say it like that's her character.
She's a stripper.
Around.
She's a stripper. Who apparently gets into Stanford at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
at the beginning of the movie, she gets into Stanford, but is also a stripper.
She's like a genius. Well, the joke is that she's really smart, so she should be like a bookworm kind of person, but she chooses to be a whore. That's the joke.
While we're talking about the strip club, we gotta talk about my man Jimmy Leach.
Yes.
Who runs the strip club? This fucking sleazebag with a mustache. He, as awful as his character is of a person, he's really highlighted in the movie because he's just so fucking absurd.
He's insane, yeah. The man's crazy, and he's the highlight of all his scenes.
Really though, the funniest shit is like Nat Wolff's character is like trying to recall what dumb thing Jimmy said to him, and he rattles off like 3 fantastic one-liners, stuff like, "Oh yeah, I didn't call you back because I was getting my poop chute bleached," or just dumb shit like that.
I don't know. This movie, it's a fever dream for me.
It really is. It
feels like a fever dream, but then I saw it, saw most of it, actually sober, and it's just as insane. So me watching it fucked up was actually the exact same as watching it sober, which I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I feel like it's bad because it's so off the rails.
I'm trying to figure out who approved this movie being made.
Because I don't know who could pitch this.
What's the selling point here? And
because it's not Nat Wolff. Nat Wolff's not famous enough to just sell a movie. Selena Gomez is in 3 scenes.
That's true. How did they get these big names too? Fucking Patrick Warburton is in this movie as the principal, who's taking pictures of the girls in the locker room.
Yeah, the fucking pedophile principal. Yeah. Which is played for a gag. It's played as a plot device so Nat Wolff can go on the next part of the adventure.
Yeah. Basically, they get detention because they make a bet on whether or not the Spanish teacher, Latin, right?
I'm going to say it's Latin because this movie has weird shit like that constantly.
The Latin teacher dies. And then the replacement dies before he even gets to the school, which is another gag. And then they have a nun that's in the mafia gang with Jason Lee, the priest. And
I'll be real, the most I can't help you here, most I remember about this movie is just all the parts with Nat Wolff sleeping with his friend's mom.
The nun, of course that's your takeaway. Oh, fucking course. The nun takes over the Latin class, and she falls asleep, and they make a bet on whether or not she's dead, and then she wakes up. So Nat Wolff won the bet that he made with his friend who's always jerking off on a sock, and then she falls asleep again, and he's like double or nothing, and then she's actually dead, and then Selena Gomez's dick boyfriend,
who's not really her boyfriend, and
True.
And I don't remember. I think I looked it up last time, and it's not true, but I swear to God, he's the dude from the Fred movies. He's the bully from the Fred movies.
He's not. We looked it up.
He's the exact same. He's dressed the exact same way. He looks the exact same. And I'm pretty sure he has the same name. I swear. His name Kevin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the exact same dude from the Fred movies. I want a side by side of those two.
In spirit, he's the same guy.
This is in the same universe as the Fred movies.
So, yeah, he rats on them, and then they find Principal Patrick Warburton's stash of child porn, and they get out of detention, which is totally a plot device to get to the next thing.
Which is a weird joke for a plot device.
It really is.
Like, because so much of what this movie is played up. Like, they do so many things that are played for jokes, but like in cringe ways.
Right.
But I don't know if it's intentional cringe or not, because the quality of the filmmaking and the performances given by the actors make me think it's not intentional cringe.
None of it makes any sense. And like, it's fun because there's a lot of weird shit that happens. But most of it makes absolutely no sense in the grand scheme of things. It's a very loose plot with a lot going on that barely gets tied together at the end.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a question for you. Why do you think any of the plot matters with the whole Nat Wolff wanting to fuck Selena Gomez thing? Because it's really the least important thing in the movie, even though they focus half the runtime on it.
I don't know. I feel like they probably, when they wrote it, tried to make that the A plot. But then they threw in so much extra random stuff that at this point now you have this A plot that you're committed to, but now you got all this extra stuff going on that you really just have to throw it together and hope for the best.
Because everything else that happens around that is more interesting and usually funnier.
Yeah.
Because this movie's like trash, but it's also really hilarious because it's so outlandish.
I also think that
like their dad's fucking a prostitute when Nat Wolff tries to take Selena Gomez on a date. That's like that's the scene, but then they want us to focus on Selena Gomez being like upset that their date's trash and the fathers are weird. It's like
she's kind of a foil to all the crazy stuff that's going on. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, not to get like film bro on this movie that doesn't deserve a take like this. With all this crazy stuff going on in Nat Wolff's character's life, he's chasing normalcy in the Selena Gomez situation because he thinks his idea of normal, now that he's been dealing with his alcoholic mother and his stripper sister and his brother who's in the closet, who's rude to everybody, and his dad who is doing whatever his dad's doing. He thinks that
pulling a gun on him, because I remember that freaked me out the first time I watched this movie. Fucked up.
Did he?
Yeah. His dad. There's a scene where his dad. I'm pretty sure, or was it his friend's dad?
Oh, it's his friend's dad.
One of the fathers, like,
it's his friend's dad.
Just comes out of the garage, like, just in frame. He just walks into frame, shotgun up, and it's like so out of left field, it's like terrifying.
So the point is, like, he's looking for normalcy in Selena Gomez, her character, but she's not even normal because her parents are like mega Christians. Literally, she drops the line in the movie, "Oh yeah, my parents are out of town because they're going to see Christ on Ice starring Johnny Weir." Who first of all, Johnny Weir's gay. He would never be in Christ on Ice because.
But that's the
joke. I'll give you that.
I can't tell. Okay, it's just between the performances the actors give and the production value of the movie itself, I can't tell if it's like unintentionally brilliant or if it's intentionally brilliant. Like, I can't tell where the line is between it knowing how funny and meta it kind of is, or if it's just accidentally being that great.
I think they lucked into some of it, to be honest.
I think it's complete accident that it's as good as it is.
I think there's parts of it. Because there's parts of it, I mean...
They're generic.
People definitely wrote that.
Yeah.
But there are other parts of it where, like... I don't know who came up with this shit.
Okay, so... with Nat Wolff's performance, though... he looks like he's not even acting. He looks like he's naturally, like, he shows up to set and reacts to what's in front of him, but tries not to laugh. And while on paper that's terrible acting, I think it's incredible in the movie because there's no character there. It's just him literally trying not to laugh at like how absurd it is.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't show him that script. I would not be surprised if like maybe his agent read 4 pages.
That might be it. He's in other movies that are like kind of teen dramas
Yeah.
that I could see how they could have got tricked into being in this one.
Right. Which we're going to talk about Palo Alto at some point.
Because on paper, you know, it fits the same genre technically.
Technically, barely.
But like I don't even know. Like it's like a fucking. This movie is what I imagine life is like, fucked up. But like they actually filmed it and made it, and they suppose like I'm gonna assume they were sober when they made it.
I don't think anybody could have wrote this movie sober. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see that happening.
I have a couple bullet points I want to highlight, and I want your take on it.
Okay.
So when I first watched this movie, completely drunk, mind you, a long time ago, I wrote, and I quote, "The dialogue in this movie is like Mad Libs if it shot up heroin." Which I think might be the best way to describe
That's fair.
how people talk to each other, how Nat Wolf's fourth wall breaking narration is.
I definitely think that's fair. I do think, because like for one, I do think it's trying too hard to be out of order.
Yeah.
For one, but like even like simple dialogue ends up being, you know, not great on delivery. Like a lot of it's pretty dry, especially Selena Gomez's entire character.
Yeah, her whole performance is dry.
It's really not
compared to Nat Wolf and like the mother, his friend's mom,
yeah,
in particular, who are really kind of great.
Yeah, because when you're talking about motivation, I mean, Nat Wolf with his motivation is this is what's happening to him, and he doesn't know how to fucking react. Yeah. But like Selena Gomez's character, she's just kind of there.
She's just there because she's not even that really into him.
No,
she goes out with him because he asked, but she's not really into him throughout the course of the movie. Even during their date, she's literally like,
because
they kind of fucked up and not pleasant.
Because they had tickets to Josh Groban that he lied about, and that was like the whole thing, right?
And also that's another thing.
Why Josh Groban?
Yeah, the references, what they use for like their references and jokes are like topics and people that are like just not relevant.
Well, I mean,
they're just not relevant.
One, this movie was made in like 2014.
Even then.
But for two, like, I guess that's just a testament to her character of like how weird she is, really. Because like, who just wants to go?
Because we're a weird Christian family.
Exactly. Like, yeah. But I think that joke goes on too long with that part specifically about
it all the way until the house party, which is like by then I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, she makes a big deal. I've never even kissed anyone. Like, okay.
Yeah, because she gets upset that he's been fucking hookers and his friend's mom.
Yeah.
Which by that point in the movie, I kind of forgot that he was like that he actually is that much of a slut. Because he did get blown by a hooker like at least twice by then, and he was fucking his friend's mom.
That's true.
The protagonist is kind of like a dick by the time you get to the point where he should get with the girl.
So there's no true antagonist of this movie, except for probably pubic lice.
Yeah, crabs.
That's what crabs are.
Okay, well, whatever. Same thing.
Yeah, crabs are by far the antagonist of this movie. Like.
And so, actually, you might be right. Because it's in the beginning. It's introduced in the very beginning.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, so, I'm not with the girl I want to be with. My mom's dead, and I have crabs. So, I mean, it's one of the, like, 3 things that are introduced.
The crazy thing about this movie is that of the probably like 14 characters introduced,
yeah,
probably half of them end up with crabs.
Yeah, that's like one of the big ending jokes, isn't it? Yeah. That like half the town is crabs because you realize they were all fucking each other or something.
Yeah.
So starting at the beginning, we have what is this opening, which I think is referring to like
his dick
opening up with the fourth wall break, because it's followed up immediately by Nat Wolf's cock.
Right.
That's my next note.
Right.
And then dead mom, no emotion, what's happening, which those 3 cover the entire opening of the film, I think.
Yeah, we ran through that.
So if I skip forward, why does this movie have so many references to Christianity? which is like a
That
subtext
is-
thing.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
It's a weirdly Christian parody, like Baptist Christian parody. Not even Catholic. Well, I guess Catholic because
Well,
the
I think-
nuns.
Well, yeah, I think he's a Catholic priest. I think Jason Lee's a Catholic priest.
Okay, they're saying some weird shit about Christianity, but like I don't get what they're getting at.
So, like, the mobster gives him a car, but the mobster is Jason Lee, the priest. I don't know where I was going with that point.
No, well, the movie didn't know where it was going with that point.
That's true.
I think it thought just as far ahead as you did, because like Selena Gomez, Jason Lee, and some like offhanded jokes throughout the entire movie between Nat Wolff and a bunch of side characters. They constantly make fun of like Christian symbolism or like Christian ideals and faith-related things, but they never like have a point with it. They're just doing it, so like you think it's gonna lead to something, but it really doesn't. It kind of just fizzles out. So,
Oh, we forgot about the other thing. Talking about Christianity, the patron saint lady.
it's fucking. Oh, when he
The
sees
patron saint
sees
lady, yes.
the sexy version of his own mother.
Yeah.
Which-
So it's like the patron
I
saint
gotta drink to that one.
talking him through all this crazy stuff that's happening, but he sees it as his mother.
Heck yeah.
He sees it as his mother, and whoever is like being talked to by this patron saint sees it as their own mother, because at the end of it, Billy, his best friend,
Mm-hmm.
gets one, and it's his mom basically,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Also, yeah, they're sexualizing their own mothers.
It's
And that's like
really,
that's like a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah.
But they don't bother to like, explore it.
and it doesn't really like make sense.
Yeah, he just sees a sexy version of his mom the whole movie.
Yeah, and she just gives him advice, but not like clear advice.
Yeah.
She's just like, I'm going on vacation. Figure it the fuck out. And then she'll show up like 3 scenes later and be like, did you figure it out? And he's like, no, you didn't really tell me anything. And
In
she's
full
like, that's
bondage.
right.
In full bondage.
Oh, yeah. One of them, she was.
But like, I don't understand what they're getting at with that, because that's why there's so many of these little things that like are in the movie where it's like that you need to expand on this and explain it, because I don't know what you're getting at.
There's just like random.
But then they just move on to the next thing.
The fight with the reporter was weird. His best friend's mom, who he's been fucking this entire movie, thinks that the reporter is into him. So she just comes out of nowhere and just clotheslines this woman. And they start fighting, and the cops show up at this party.
I'm pretty sure the reporter's questioning him, or interviewing him about his dead mom or something.
No, about his. They set it up with the. He lied to police and told them that his dad was the head of the Lithuanian mob.
Yeah, his dad's the head of the Lithuanian mob, so he's talking to the reporter, and like the friend's mom thinks the reporter's giving him like "fuck me eyes."
Yeah,
That's literally what it is. And
No,
then
that's-
she's like,
that's-
"I'm gonna get her," but really she's just a reporter. Like,
because she's on ecstasy too.
yeah. I hate this.
I hate how we keep going further down this rabbit hole.
This is,
But yeah,
this is
no.
what this is what watching the movie's like. It's
Yeah.
just, it is the rabbit hole.
He gets ecstasy for Jimmy Leach,
I didn't even write that down.
and then he keeps them in like an ibuprofen bottle, and then she takes the ibuprofen and is like, I owe you some ibuprofen, and then he's
Yeah.
like, bro, no, it's not ibuprofen. And
Yeah.
then she gets all like weird, and she like masturbates with a fucking whisk. It's really not visually on screen, but like you can tell what happens.
Wait, did that? I don't remember that.
Yeah, bro. You remember she takes out a fucking whisk and it's like, this is gonna feel good, and then she just fucking slinks down like off screen.
Does that happen?
Yeah,
I don't.
because you remember she's like trying to get all over Rick,
Which one was Rick?
Nat Wolff's character.
That's his name.
That's Rick. Yes, she's trying to
Nat Wolff from Naked Brothers Band is Rick.
get in the movie. His name is Rick.
Okay. They should have just called him Nat Wolff.
They should.
They shouldn't even bother with names. They
They
should have
should
all
have.
went by their real
They
names.
really should have. But she's like, I don't even want to talk about it, bro. She's.
I'm not gonna bother. Like normally, there's a point where we kind of stop random discussion and talk about filmmaking. I'm not gonna do that this time because I'm
Yeah,
gonna keep talking
there's
about.
no point.
There's no point. This movie's like fucking on crack the whole time. It's edited like it's on crack. They're all acting like they're on crack. So
Yeah.
that's all you need to know. I have a more important question. Why does Nat Wolff's sidekick keep throwing up in every scene?
I don't know.
Because it's
I
like
have no answers.
Because at first it's like, oh, that's a recurring gag. But then after a while, he literally just keeps throwing up in the middle of a scene. But then Nat Wolff and whoever else is in the scene will keep doing whatever they're doing while his sidekick, his friend, is throwing up and just having episodes.
He could just be nervous, man.
Like, is it really a joke if you stop acknowledging it and you just keep going? Is it even a joke?
Is that the joke though? That they just don't acknowledge it?
Is that on purpose? Or
who knows, bro? Who knows if it's on purpose at this point?
But I did stop taking notes about halfway through the movie, I think. And my final note just says, with at least like 12 U's and about 7 or 8 H's.
What?
My notes end with
Okay.
Because at some
That's probably
point,
a genuine reaction.
I think it killed me, and I just kind of stopped.
So, okay, let's talk about the ending. The mom, he fucking gets in a fight with the reporter. Everybody goes to jail. Everybody, literally,
Yeah, they
literally
all get arrested.
everybody.
Everyone gets arrested except Selena Gomez.
She gets arrested.
Oh wait, does she?
Yeah.
Who was it that? No, because someone came and talked to him, didn't they? Or did he talk to her?
It was his lawyer who came.
Okay.
Everyone goes to jail, and then we're back to the start of the movie.
Uh-huh.
So, he finds his mom, blah, blah, blah. He goes to the hospital, which coincidentally, Selena Gomez's character is a candy striper at. Is that the proper term?
I think by then I was thoroughly out of it.
She works at the hospital in some capacity, but not in like a medical anything. But basically, he goes, blah, 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 talks to his patron saint or whatever.
Yeah, he talks to his sexy mom.
Which is his mom.
His sexy dead mom.
And then he goes to see his mom, who's actually in the hospital. And they're like, oh no, she died. And then he like starts crying, which I don't know if that's necessarily a moment he really earned.
Well, no, because he didn't like his mom. It's explicitly stated several times that he doesn't even like his mom.
He doesn't like anybody in the movie.
He kind of likes his friend, but only because he's submissive to him and does what he says.
Just like his mom. No, that's actually not true.
No,
his mom is a dominatrix.
Yeah, that lady's...
That's a dominatrix. Not his mom, the best friend's mom. Basically, then like the mom's not dead. They pull the curtain back. She's not dead. And then they have this like touching family moment.
Yeah. I'm watching the end of the movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying
is
to
everything I'm saying correct?
No, because the only thing YouTube has is the final scene where him and Selena Gomez kiss while his ghost mother watches it happen.
Okay.
Which is
not his ghost mother. She's still alive.
Well,
you
no,
the patron saint lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
His Christian angel mother who's sexy.
Basically, it ends on what's supposed to be a touching note, but it leaves me with arguably more confusion than I have felt in the entire movie.
Yeah, because Nat Wolff doesn't do anything to redeem himself to Selena Gomez. She just gets over it. She literally just gets over how fucked up him and the rest of the town is. And is like, I guess we could be together.
Yeah.
And then they kiss.
Yep. And that's the end of the movie. And I guess the only thing we really left out was the lawyer character. Who was...
Is the lawyer even important?
She's bad, I'll tell you that.
she's...
But she's like half the town's lawyer. Like she's the lawyer of Rick and his dad and the pedo principal and Jimmy Leach.
Which I don't know how she gets away with that. There's obviously a conflict of interest there.
With who?
Half those people hate each other.
That's true.
How could she be a lawyer for half of these people if they
That's true. But they're all sleazy. They're all sleazy as shit. That's probably why. Because like who? I mean, given the morals of these characters, she can't have morals.
As far as this movie goes, I don't know. It's one of the most interesting experiences I've ever had watching a movie. It helped that I was fucked up the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
But when I went back through it a second time sober, it was just as fucked up. So I don't think my reaction would have been any different.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, as far as the movie goes.
Yeah.
That I would have had the same insane reactions to it, drunk or sober.
I think it's fun. I think that's the only thing I can say about it, is that it's a fun watch, but don't expect to know what's going on at all.
I would recommend this movie to people.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
I would recommend
out
it.
of 10, what would you give it?
Okay, so realistically, if I'm going to stick to my, because usually most of my ratings I give, I stand by, like they're my legitimate ratings for movies. This is like a 4 out of 10 on the normal movie
In
scale.
terms of like actual
On a movie
movies,
scale,
yeah.
it's a 4 out of 10. On the scale of take a sip, have some fun, this is like a fucking 12 out of 10.
Yeah, it's like everyone's got like bad movies that they want to watch.
This is the ultimate bad movie, though.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect.
Because like I'd probably give it, in terms of like real movies, I'll probably give that shit like a 3.
yeah, I mean,
Because it doesn't make sense.
it's garbage. It's garbage, but it's the most fun garbage.
But
on the
yeah,
planet.
but like in terms of like, damn, this is on Netflix. I guess I'm gonna watch it.
This movie,
It didn't disappoint, is what I'm saying.
I
It didn't
hope
disappoint.
it stays on the Tubi app
Yeah.
until Tubi as a corporation shuts down. He really wastes his time on Selena Gomez though. 'Cause she's really like she's cute, but she's not worth the. He could have just kept fucking his friend's mom until the end of time and not told anybody, and nothing.
But then it wouldn't have been a movie.
Bro, I don't care. Look, have you seen that woman? What's her name? What's the actress's name?
I don't even know. I don't even know. Alright. Behaving Badly on Tubi, starring Nat Wolf. Go watch it. Go see if it's just as much of a train wreck as we've described.
See if you can buy Blu-ray on Amazon. It'll be worth it.
I'm about to say, I'm pretty much, anyone who has listened to this review should definitely go watch it, because I know my telling of this probably hasn't done it justice.
Nothing will ever do it justice until you see it.
Yeah,
But
go watch this movie.
Watch it.
Star-studded train wreck shit show. This has been Inner Circle.
blur my hands because I'm throwing up gang signs. Whoever wrote it was definitely... They weren't snorting coke. They weren't doing Hollywood coke.
No.
They were shooting heroin in a slum in Philadelphia.
Einstein couldn't figure this movie out.
No.
Scorsese couldn't figure this fucking movie out.
Scorsese can't figure out Marvel movies. Those are the simplest movies that are made.
That's getting edited out.
So,